Please give me this because I don't have
I thank you.
Thank you.
I thank this day. I thank you, Karim.
Thank you,
for calling me to come. I thank you, great creator, and all my ancestors, and all my blood and these human beings that are my tribe, because we are alive.
This is the only thing that's real. That's how this Islamic minister or Islamic priest or whatever he is started his sermon at the gravesite today, the cemetery. Karim Rome passed away a couple of days ago. He was 30 years old, a brilliant musician, but equal parts magnificent human being, an empath, a socially conscious individual, a deeply meaningful and I can't even get my words together because today was a very difficult day. You're not supposed to bury a 30-year-old kid. Sadly, it happens way too often, and why he died, it doesn't even matter. But what was amazing about today was that it wound up being one of the most beautiful days that literally I've ever experienced in my whole life. I know that sounds crazy, but it just, this minister, what he spoke, it touched me to like the middle of my core. Like I felt everything that he said. It was the most amazing testimonial, the most amazing prayer to honor somebody and to make us all understand that this is the only thing that's real. You know, he's pointing to a wooden box with Karim Rome's body in it, about to be covered in dirt by his family and friends. And yet, somehow, what words came out of this guy were just completely uplifting and inspiring. And really, I would have to say they changed me forever. Now, I've been feeling pretty shitty for the last couple of days because not only did Karim die, and I was fortunate enough to know him very well, but also somebody else very, very influential in my life passed away yesterday. And so 2 people in 24 hours, that's like both unexpected, both shocking, both tragic. Anyway, I was very fortunate to get to know Karim on a deep level because he collaborated with me. Like I'm a solo theater artist and a filmmaker, and I was doing a run of one of my plays, Brooklyn Quartet, at the Pergonis Theater in the Bronx. And I hired Karim and 2 of his friends to kind of score this play live while I performed it, improvisationally, like they had to work off of my energy, which is not easy to do. It's a lot to ask, and to be honest with you, I don't know if they had a lot of fun doing the project. I worked them to death. It was very difficult. I don't think that they succeeded in what I wanted from them, but what they don't realize is they far exceeded my expectations. And you know, I say I don't know if they enjoyed it because they all disconnected from me on social media after the show, after they got paid. But I appreciate all those guys. But Karim, he was the musical director. He's the one who put them together. I spent probably 4 or 5 days a week with him for like 6 straight weeks up in Hartford, Connecticut, rehearsing. But also, he was taking me to his favorite pizza place, and we shared meals together, and we talked about racism and gentrification and white privilege and all the things that my play is about, all the things that directly affect Karim, who is half Senegalese, so he's half black, half white, he's Jewish, and so he's just like everything, and he carries everything with pride and dignity and all the confusion and complexity that it comes with as well. And you know, he's a very genuine individual, so he also understands all the fucked up things about this world and how he was kind of in the middle of all of it. I don't want to get into all of that. I don't want to make this a long video. I enjoyed my time with him. I'm a better person for having known him, and I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And you know, it was really fun to see all his friends today. Like, you know, it reminded me of what it was like to be a 30-year-old musician in New York City with all these dreams and aspirations. You know, I was in the music business for a long time before I got into the theater and filmmaking. And to see, you know, to just be reminded that these are really, I don't want to say they're kids, but they're young men and young women. And, you know, they were sobbing, you know, some of these people. And they lost their friend, their buddy, you know, their guy, you know, their dude. You know, he played with all of them, and they're all jazz players. And I'm somebody who believes that jazz is a very spiritual art form, that when you really, really play jazz with somebody, it connects you forever. It's like sex. It's like your DNA is forever connected if you really have an exchange like that, because there are certain things that music can communicate and speak that words just can't do.
I love you so much. Love you.
Embrace this one.
Of course, this little sister. Of course.
So anyway, to Karim's mom, Sadani, and his dad, Thomas, you know, I just, you know, and his brother and his sister, like I have no words for them. It's the worst thing you could possibly have happen to you in your life, is to lose your son or your brother unexpectedly way too soon. But at the same time, what I'm going to carry with me today are a few things. The first thing is the people that I met. I met some people that actually made me feel better today about everything that was going on in my life, like uplifting me at a funeral. I just feel like I was being hugged the whole time I was there. And I'm also going to take this away. You know, we don't often enough call each other and go, yo, let's meet in the park, hang out, talk, laugh, cry, hug each other, just hang out together. Like, let's do that. Why do we wait for funerals to do that? Today was a beautiful day, and I thank that religious man for teaching me a lot today, opening me up, making me realize that's the only thing that's real. You know, he actually said, you all think you're going home today after we finish here. You all think you're going back to what you consider home. But the only person really going home is Karim. And so pray for him. And what were his dreams and aspirations and goals and hopes? And, you know, it's our responsibility now to take those things and move forward and to try to accomplish those things for him. And I can tell you from my own personal experience with him that everything was from a high intention of making a better world. You know, Karim was very involved with, you know, thoughts about racism and white privilege and gentrification. And, you know, I mentioned all those things before. And I said it again because it's really important. And I know that these things were really, really important to him. But he was also a funny guy and very engaging and charming and just a good guy. It was so much fun to hang out with him. I wish that I had hung out with him more after we worked together. But, you know, 6 or 8 weeks of really concentrated time together is a gift that I'll have for the rest of my life. So I'm just going to end this by saying thank you to everybody. If anybody's seen this video, thank you so much. You know, I love you guys, and I don't even know you, but I love you for making me feel good today, for giving me all this healing energy. It was a very spiritual day, and although I'm not religious at all, I just felt this energy today that was very, very positive, and we were all there because of Karim, and we all got to know each other today because of Karim. And I just want to say, live your life, because you never know when that last moment's coming, you know? You just never know. None of it's promised. You know, do what you got to do. I just made a video the other day, you know, telling all of us, mostly myself, do what you got to do. Do what you want to do. Be with who you want to be with. Speak to who you want to talk to. You know, love as hard as you can. Live your life. Don't take it for granted, any of it. You know? Don't sleep in today unless you planned on sleeping in today, and you can deal with the fact that if I sleep in today and I get taken by a meteor or a plane hits my house or I get hit by a truck when I leave this morning, that you feel okay with that. I mean, obviously we can't live like that 24 hours a day. That's the limitation of this life. But we can try, and moments like today remind us of that. So, that's it. To Karim Rome, I dedicate this to you. I dedicate this moment to you that I'll never forget, that I'm going to carry with me for the rest of my life. That's going to make me a better person, a better artist. And, yeah. To Thomas and Sadani, I'm so sorry. But, man, you were the luckiest two in the world because, you know, he was yours. You made him. You made something so magical and so special and so amazing that so many people loved, even though he probably didn't even know it, you know. I hope he knew it. I hope he knew it. I know that he didn't know that he was like a Coltrane level musician. I knew it. I heard it. He probably didn't know it. He probably didn't know how smart he was, how deep he was, how amazing his 30 years on this earth were. Maybe that was him, that little butterfly that just bounced off my arm.
Of what Allah has decreed. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen his family and protect his family and bless his family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase their prayers and their charity on his behalf. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect his loved ones. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect all that who hold him in their heart. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala replace his existence with something that is even more pleasant for the family, for the loved ones, and for everybody that has ever come in contact with him. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make his death a relief of burden, a relief of pain, a relief of suffering, a relief of difficulties, a relief of difficult life. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make death be the best for him, even though it may sound crazy, but may death be the relief of all that he was suffering and all that he was encountering. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect his family. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala strengthen their heart and their faith. And may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala increase birth that surrounded him with love. May the love and togetherness continue on. And may we continue to be able to pray and give charity and fulfill that which we wanted to do as he lives longer. May Allah accept our prayers, and thank you for coming. And again, he's not going home, he is home. We're heading to what we call home, but that's not home. He is home. So continue to pray for him and continue to reach out to the family and continue to be there. Whatever that they lost because of his departure, let us replace it. Thank you, and thank you for coming. So the Father, fill it with me.